All right, folks, we want to say welcome to the continuation of this live broadcast from the grounds of the Temple of Justice in Monrovia. As we know, today is day 2 of the continuation of the appearance of former Vice President Joe Boakai here at the Monrovia City Court. But before me is one of the stars of the opposition Alternative National Congress. He's a professional lawyer as well. He's well known. He's Councillor Aloysius too. As a matter of fact, he's the Secretary General of the ANC. Councillor Toh, welcome to Focus on Liberia Online Television.
Thank you very much. It's my pleasure.
I see you roaming the premises of the court. You're not in court. Why? Tell us.
The court is on recess.
Recess. Were you in there?
I'm in there, yes, I'm in there. The court is on recess for 5 minutes more or less. So I took that time to come into my vehicle to collect some documents.
Great. You were in there, like you mentioned. Bring us up to speed in a few minutes. What's going on in there? Let's know from you.
The cross-examination of state witness Joseph Boakai continues. Our lawyers continue to cross-examine him based on his own testimony and to impeach his credibility.
Okay. Go ahead. Okay, let me know from you, Councillor Toh, what do you make of this? There were too many objections from the state lawyers, if I'll call it that way, particularly Councillor Cephas, regarding some of the questions that were asked Mr. Boakai. What do you think?
Those objections were not because the questions lacked legal basis. They were intended to shield the truth, to obscure the truth. Cephas has no interest in revealing the truth for the truth to come out. So every information that has a propensity to present Mr. Boakai as a liar, that is relying on both, Cephas is trying to prevent, and that's the king of sins.
Former Vice President Joseph Boakai acknowledged and confirmed his signature as genuine, but said he did not receive a copy of the original CPP framework document. What's the take about that as a legal person?
Well, because I don't know which original. I think the original he's referring to was never original. They did not get it. In one of the testimonies by Boakai at the Elections Commission, they asked him who he gave the document to. He said he gave the documents to me and Aloysius to ask whether he has any receipt. He said no, there was some proof. Okay. So he just delivered official documents and turned his back. The fact there's no document for it to deliver. When that particular original document was signed virtually, when everybody was in their own location, the next day the lawyers took seize of the matter to revise the document. It is illogical why the lawyers are reviewing the document for you to sign the documents and submit it to me to verify. It doesn't make sense. I'm not crazy people behave like that. I'm not crazy.
Again, former Vice President Joe Boakai took the witness stand on yesterday, denying that he don't know your political leader, Mr. Alexander Cummings. What does this mean for the case, Mr. Toh?
I mean, it speaks to the wisdom of Joseph Boakai. Joseph Boakai is on radio. He said that he's known Alexander Cummings from days. I mean, he told me personally he visited Alexander Cummings in Atlanta. Alexander Cummings promised, that was before 2017, promised to support him. He was disappointed when Cummings did not support him, and he said he knew Cummings from CWA, and they've been friends. More than that, Alexander Cummings support the Joseph Boakai Foundation. Let Joseph Boakai come and deny it. Alexander Cummings personally gave money.
What's the reliance to that, Mr. Toh?
I'm just telling you, Alexander Cummings personally gave money to the Joseph Boakai Foundation. So for Joseph Boakai to lie that he doesn't know Alexander Cummings speaks to his credibility.
Telling me as a president showing proof is another thing.
Alexander Cummings contribute financially to the Joseph Boakai Foundation. I'm telling you. That Joseph Boakai disproved that.
Do you think if it were your political leader, he would have acknowledged knowing Mr. Boakai? Let's put it the other way.
Alexander Cummings is an honest man.
Do you think?
He would tell you he knows Joseph Boakai, he knew Joe, he calls him Joe. He calls him Joe, and he would tell you who Joe is, whatsoever that is, and he's an honest man. He personally told me he knew Joe way back a long time. They've been friends, and they've been exchanging text messages. So their friendship goes back before the CPP.
Councillor Toh, what do you envisage as the cross-examination continues? What's your anticipation?
Well, I hope the truth will be extracted from Ambassador Boakai, and his tendency to shoot the truth will be defeated.
Is he actually shooting the truth?
He's shooting the truth.
You think so?
He's shooting the truth.
How?
The fact that he claims that he doesn't know Alexander Cummings is incorrect. How can Alexander Cummings contribute to your Joseph Boakai Foundation and you claim that you just got to know?
So the ANC is optimistic?
We are very optimistic. We want to win this case.
How optimistic is the ANC?
There's no fraud, there's no forgery, there is no conspiracy. In fact, since they started producing evidence, they have not even produced one evidence about conspiracy.
Okay.
They are just talking about forgery. They have not said how Aloysius told Alexander Cummings and Daniel Nathan conspire. What was the meeting? What was the agreement of mind? When did we act together?
So
they are not even
so you think that puts you?
evidence.
You think that puts you in a comfortable position?
It does. It does. It does.
Let me ask you one question before I take leave of you. Finally, Mr. Toh, earlier on or some time ago, Solicitor General Counsel Serena Cephas made a statement saying that if Mr. Cummings, your political leader, is found guilty, he will render some community service. What do you make of that?
That's wishful thinking.
You say it's what?
That's wishful thinking.
Wishful thinking.
That's wishful thinking. Look,
Why?
Cephas has no case. His intention is to compete with the caliber of Alexander Cummings. So he sees himself as somebody who thinks he imposed punishment on Alexander Cummings. Cummings has broken no law. He's committed no crime. We're going to go through this process. Even with the weaknesses of our judicial system, we are still hopeful that our lawyers are going to mount the most rigorous defense and make sure the truth comes to bear.
So are you of the notion that the judicial system is a weak one?
I'm not saying the judicial system. I say even with the weakness of our judicial system, we are still optimistic that we are going to get justice.
Okay.
We make sure that our lawyers will mount the most rigorous defense to make sure that the judicial system gives us justice.
What happens after today, Mr. Toh?
I think after today, assuming that our lawyers do not rest with Joseph Boakai, he's going to come back to keep testifying.
Okay.
If they rest with him, then we will have to call their new witness.
Any message for ANC partisans watching across the world, in Liberia as well?
They should remain hopeful. Alexander Cummings, Aloysius and Daniel Nathan committed no crime, no document was forged. This is all political gameplay. They know that, Joseph Boakai knows that, Yuri knows that.
I'm concerned about this document thing, Mr. Toh. This issue about the document being tampered with has become a major topical issue in the country. What is actually about this document?
There's no document that is tampered with. The document that is... Look, let me tell you...
Where is the original copy of the document?
That is the original
Who has
copy.
it? Who has it?
The original copy was filed with the Elections Commission.
You think it's the original copy?
That's the original copy. This is what happened. Somebody must have some sense in the world to know the difference between our original and black and white copy. What was filed with the Elections Commission is a black and white copy. It does not mean a photocopy. Unless somebody, has some screw somewhere, then they would mistake a black and white copy to a photocopy.
So that means NEC has to come here upon the request of the court.
Well, NEC has already come and produced the original copy. And it is notarized original, bearing the original signatures. So what determines the originality of the document? Is it color or black and white? For me, I say the signatures and the notarization determine the originality.
There are too many concerns, Mr. Toh, as I follow the comment section here while this live interview is ongoing. Too many concerns about the statement you made regarding Spoon FM reporter James Goody Flomo. What have you to say about that? Do you maintain that?
James Goody Flomo met me this morning. We shook hands, we hugged each other, we photographed together. I still stand by that statement. Look, Spoon TV is a respectable news network. I have never appeared on a Costa show because I know I can't waste my time on a Costa show. I consented on 2 occasions to appear on Spoon because I know Spoon has credibility. But the point is, Spoon will have to warn her reporter James Goody Flomo that to devoid tribal sentiments from general reporting. I know James has been doing very good work. 1 minute, please. 1 minute. He's been doing very good work. When it comes to the government ANC, he balances his reporting. But when it comes to Joseph Boakai and Alexander Cummings, he becomes tribalistic. And this is what Nagba News stand on all the Liberian people the duty to ensure that James Goody Flomo report on biased news.
Mr. Toh, how did you determine that when you say he's being tribalistic?
So let me tell you one example. When Alexander Cummings came to this court, he was booed by people who were brought here by the Unity Party, Joseph Boakai and Benin Ayuri. James Goody Flomo reported that and said the citizens are booing Alexander Cummings, the people are booing Alexander Cummings.
That wasn't the case?
Hold on 1 minute. He did not say United Partisans. When some other people were booing, Serena Cephas, and even jeering at Joseph Boakai. Goody Flomo came and said, the ANC parties, and I told you these are the ANC parties. Nobody was in ANC t-shirt, so why will he be judgmental? More than that, he was not in the courtroom. How did he arrive at the conclusion that Alexander Cummings was profusely sweating? What was happening to Joseph Boakai? Why he couldn't report that? Would he have done that if he is not lawman? He wouldn't have done that. They are so tribalistic. So he has to divorce tribalism from journalism. And Stanton owes the Liberian people a duty to make sure that James Goody Flomo does not become tribalistic in a journalistic duty. I stand by that. He should not be tribalistic. He should be balanced. This is my plea.
Councilor Aloysius Toh, thank you very kindly. It was a pleasure. having you on Focus on Liberia Online Television.
Thank you very much.
Perhaps we hope to talk to you again after the cross-examination.
I'll be glad to talk to you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Aloysius is the Secretary General of the Opposition Alternative National Congress. He's one of the lawyers as well involved in this case. Mr. Bility is here. Musa Hassan Bility.
I'm certainly not in favor of his presence.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Where that was.
Well, I came on a little bit late while I was in conversation with Mr. Aloysius too, and then arrived Mr. Musa Hassan Bility. He was asked a few questions about schools of media practitioners here, but could not just pick it up because, like I told you, I arrived a little bit late. But never mind, we're on top of it. This is Focus on Liberia Online Television. We're live from the grounds of the Temple of Justice in Monrovia. And this is the continuation of our live feed here today. And as you may know, today is day 2 of the appearance of Joe Boakai in furtherance of his testimony at the Monrovia City Court. According to my own official time, it's a minutes past 12 midday. We stay here at the grounds of the Temple of Justice. It's 12:33 in Monrovia. And of course, we stay here keeping our camera. We're watching from all angles. We'll bring you all of those major actors as they come before our camera and our microphones here this afternoon, so that we talk to them, so that we interact with them, and so that we also inform you as to what is happening here today. And so welcome. If you're just joining us, my name is Theo Williams. I'm still here at the Temple of Justice in Monrovia, making sure to pick up all of the bits and pieces as they unfold here today. Let me try to move the camera a little bit to some of the bystanders. Let me try to solicit some of their views. Let me try to solicit some of the views of those bystanders. Let me talk to a few of them if possible. They've been positioned here not to move further because, like I told you, it's a huge presence of state security forces right before the entrance of the Monrovia City Court. So let me see what I can talk to some Liberians who've come here today to follow this all-important cross-examination. I can talk to you, my brother. How are you?
Thank you.
Just come closer a little bit. Tell us the name and welcome to Focus on Liberia Online Television.
My name is Cllr and I speak to you before the premises of the Supreme Court of Liberia.
Tell us why you're here today.
I'm here to witness the second argument involving the purported tampering Mr. Alexander Cummings on the framework document, which my standard bearer, Liberia incoming president, is on the stance now and providing his taste and gist to what he knows towards the document. That's what I have for.
All right, and what's your anticipation? How do you think it's going to play out in the final analysis?
I'm anticipating to be a winner because I know that whatever that was done by Mr. Cummings or whoever that he is an ally with, they being wrong. And as far as I'm concerned right now, and to the best of my knowledge, I'm victorious and I'm walking away with a victory.
What happens if it goes the other way around?
There will not be. There wouldn't be at all because I know what I stand for and I know what actually took place and I know the kind of person I'm supporting. Boakai is a man of integrity. He is a man of men that abide by the rule of law. So thank you so much.
Thank you ever so much for talking to us. We're still here. We're flipping our camera left and right, capturing the voices of Liberians who have come here today to witness or to form part of this all-important cross-examination that is currently ongoing. I'm told they were just on recess. You heard from Councillor Aloysius told they were just on recess. I'm sure they have returned to the courtroom. But let's see whether we can talk to more and more Liberians out here today. Like I told you, there were some stringent measures put into place so as to avoid the overcrowdedness of this facility. I mean, a few days ago there was some unwanted attitude out here, and so state security in their wisdom told it was to erect all of the needed checkpoints to avoid a recurrence of what happened here a couple of days ago. But let me talk to another gentleman. He's just before our camera. Welcome to Focus on Liberia Online Television. How are you? Tell us a name.
Well, thank you very much. My name is Clinton B. Yuma, member of the United Party. I'm from the Youth Congress. We are here to witness the case ongoing, the CPP and that of the United Party.
Go ahead, you are in flank, go ahead.
As I said initially, I'm Clinton Yuma, member of the United Party, and we are here to witness the case ongoing, the United Party and all the CPP that is represented by Lieutenant Cummings.
Great.
Great.
As we are here today, like you mentioned, tell us your own expectation. What do you envisage as the cross-examination continues?
I envisage a positive result on the part of the United Party because evidences have been given, facts have been found, and as I can speak to you now, the team of lawyers from the United Party, they are cognizant, and even those that are representing the ANC are cognizant of the fact that the ANC team of lawyers can never and ever win this case because of the nature of this case. The nature of this case is very intense, and it has implicated the ANC because as we speak now, those evidences and testimonies are...
When you say it has implicated the ANC, what do you mean? Are you prejudging or are you concluding?
I'm speaking from the informed background.
All right, go ahead.
We're talking about a film-weight argument. And one of the testimony yesterday was former Vice President Joseph Yuma Boakai said that the May 19th film-weight document, he did agree that he signed on the May 19th, but then the May 19th document was turned over to Edison Cummings to go and ratify those clauses that they have problem with. And upon the corrections of the document, he should return it to his colleagues until they can put their official signature on it. And since Mr. Edison Cummings left, he didn't bring it back to them. To their utmost surprise, they got to understand that there is a misplay in the framework document. So from that point, I know with the evidences being adduced in the court, I don't think that Edison Cummings can be victor in this case.
Let me ask you one quick question before you continue.
Yes.
While on the witness stand on yesterday, your political leader and former Vice President Joe Boakai said he don't know Mr. Cummings. Do you think that was a sincere testimony? You think he was sincere about that?
No, you are oppressed, man. And the news carried it. And even on the electronic media, it is captioned there. Joseph Boakai never said he don't know Edison Cummings. This was Joseph Boakai's statement. He said, and I quote, he knows Edison Cummings from the formulations of the framework document.
So they weren't friends back then? Is that what you're trying to say?
They were not friends.
They did not know each other back then?
My friend.
Are you sure about that?
I think you are seeing me for the first time.
Are you sure about that?
Can you tell me in the future that you know me?
No, that's not an argument. I'm asking you that your political leader said he did not know Mr. Cummings until the formulation of the CPP. I'm asking you whether that was a sincere comment or statement made while he was on the witness stand on yesterday.
For the sake of the interview, my brother, I will tell you that Joseph Boakai make it very clear that he do not know Edison Cummings on grounds that it was a case that is between the United Party and that of the CPP that you represent, he Edison Cummings. Predicated upon that, there is no way that Joseph Boakai can tell you that he knows Edison Cummings prior to this hearing. He knows Edison.
So that is your justification?
He knew Edison Cummings from the formulation, meaning he knew him by his name, by his ethics. He knows some of his deals. So seeing somebody but not even knowing him by his name doesn't clarify that you know the person. So it was based upon that Joseph Boakai said that he knew him when they were formulating the same framework document.
Let me leave it at that. Thank you very kindly for speaking with us. Your name again?
I'm Clinton Human once again.
Clinton, it was a pleasure talking to you.
Thank you.
Welcome, folks. We stay trying to solicit views of Liberians. We want to say welcome. This is a member of the ANC. Tell us the name and perhaps your position at the level of the ANC.
Okay, I am Boakai. I'm the Secretary General of the Indomitable National Youth Congress. That is the Youth Congress of the Mass-Based Alternative National Congress.
Welcome, Maba. Tell us why you're here today.
Well, as you and many other Liberians know, we are here to face the bogus charges that have been brought against an impeccable character.
Did I hear you say bogus charges?
Yeah, bogus charges is a conspiratorial, legal matter that we are facing here.
Okay.
A conspiracy between Joseph Boakai, Bernard Ayure, George Weah, to stop one of the best sons we have ever produced in Liberia. You know, when you look at Mr. Cummings' life and what he achieved in life, you liken it to George Weah's successes in football, right? In the football stage, George Weah is our star. There's no way you can change it. When you talk about Liberian football, you have to talk about George Weah. When you talk about Liberian business and integrity, you have to talk about Cummings, because where he reached, business-wise, no Liberian has been able to reach that level. So it is rather unfortunate that a few people, because they want to get power, have connived to try to tint such a character, and that's why we are here today.
You've been following the case, Moba, as a star of the ANC. What do you envisage? What's the anticipation after today?
Look, the point is, the former Joseph, former vice president, who is expected to be a statesman, unfortunately, has come here and he's proven dishonesty at all stages. He's proven his part in the conspiracy, and they made up these things. So whatever he's saying is literally written. He had to study it, and he comes and repeats everything, C4, George Weah, Bernard Ayue, and all his likes, right, to him. So, I mean, nothing different. But I can tell you at the end of the day, the facts are on our side. We'll win them in this case. There's no way, with the overwhelming facts we have on our side, you can find Mr. Cummings, Senator Nathan, or SG Aloysius still guilty in these bogus charges in front of you.
That means you're optimistic.
Very optimistic, because we know we have the evidence and we have the facts on our side.
What happens if it goes the other way around? What would be your position then?
Except you say abracadabra and boom, there's evidence on the side of the people who are accusing us. But anything other than that, there's no way our people will be found guilty at the end of the day.
Bob, I'm sure
we have the facts on our side.
I'm sure you are aware of the comments made by the Solicitor General, Councillor Serena Sifa, some time ago. Before this proceeding, he said, if Mr. Cummings is found guilty in a court of competent jurisdiction, he will be ordered to render some community service. What happens if that happens?
If the court has a competent jurisdiction, right? If they do everything within the legal confines and do not just try to say, oh, let's find him guilty, let's tint his character, because that's basically why we are in court. The man is clean and we are dirty, so let's tint his character. If you say Joseph Boakai, you can connect him. You can say Joseph Boakai, you will link him to working in the government and presiding over a Senate that passed 66 bogus agreements, concession agreements, right? That's a tint on Boakai's character. If you say Boakai, you talk about the Living Rights Project in Lofa County that failed massively on Boakai's watch. That's a tint on his character. Now you see him in court, clearly providing falsehood at every stage of his provision of evidence, right? That's a tint on him. So basically, you talk about Ure. Ure was placed on sanction by the United States government because of his involvement with money laundering and gun running while Chancellor was here. So that tint is on his character. You talk about George Weah, the government is very corrupt. Our people are struggling. They are languishing in abject poverty, while Mr. Weah and his officials are living large. So you see, Mr. Cummings stands to be the clean character among them. That is a threat to them. So that's why they have connived. Say, look,
Mr. Cummings is being alleged of tampering with the CPP framework document.
Come back again.
I'm saying, though he's been alleged of tampering with the CPP framework document.
They are just allegations.
And you're claiming that he's a clean man.
Very clean. He's the cleanest political character we have in Liberia. And that's why he's facing the fights he's facing today. And by the way, what Mr. Cummings is going through does not only pose a threat to our democracy, It poses a threat to integrity in Liberia. If we do not stand up and fight for Mr. Cummings and Senator Nathan and SG Aloysius, other Liberians who have the thought of coming into the politics, Liberian politics in the future, they will face the same things these people are facing today. We need to stand up and fight for integrity and honesty and truth. And we need to fight for people who have clean character and who have the requisite background to be able to change our country. Or else Liberia will remain as it is, because that is what these guys want to do. Keep our people poor and keep them suffering and fight against any other good thing that come or any other good Liberian that want to venture into our politics.
Finally, Moba, do you think or do you share the view that this case is an embarrassment to the opposition community?
The case is an embarrassment to Liberia. It is an embarrassment to every Liberian. You cannot have a government, a democratically elected government, prosecuting opposition leaders, and 5 months after all of the political rigmaroles and the political trial, the Solicitor General comes out and says, look, initially we quashed the allegations or the evidence that was brought by Bernard Ayure and Joseph Boakai. We quashed it because we didn't see merit in it. And then later on, it was the Justice Minister that picked it up, and that's why they drew up the indictment against these people. That is an embarrassment for Liberia. It is embarrassing the government. It will stop people from coming to Liberia to do business, because look, you cannot politicize the judiciary, and that's what the government is doing. The government has politicized the judiciary. They have weaponized the judiciary. They are using it to go against opponents, and it is rather unfortunate. It will just keep our people poorer, saying they are already poor. It will stop our people from getting jobs, because nobody will take their money to invest it in a country where the judiciary is not independent. So if Liberians are not embarrassed by this, I don't know who else is embarrassed. In fact, this is an embarrassment to Africa as a whole.
Thank you, Moba. Let's leave it at that. It was a pleasure having you on this network. Thank you very kindly. We'll stay out here. We want to talk to more and more Liberians who are on the standby following this all-important proceeding here today at the grounds of the Temple of Justice in Monrovia, particularly the Monrovia City Court. Welcome. This is Focus on Liberia Online Television. My name is Theo Williams, and of course we're here making sure to have you adequately informed, bringing to you all of the analysis, bringing to you all of those bits and pieces you need to know, and making sure to keep you informed. And so rest assured, those of you watching, share the video so that others can have the opportunity to see what's happening here today at the Monrovia City Court on the grounds of the Temple of Justice in Monrovia, folks. Let me take my camera back to the main entrance of the court and try to follow up on all of the proceedings here. Let me go back. Let me go back to the court and try to follow up on what's happening. I'm sure the guys are off for recess. I'm sure their recess is over. They are now back in the courtroom. I'm quite sure of that. We're here making sure to follow up on all of the information coming out from that court. I will bring it to you just as it unfolds. Welcome, Focus on Liberia Online Television. The folks there expressing optimism that yes, indeed, the ANC will emerge victorious in this ongoing case. And so watching to see how it's going to play out in the final analysis. I'm told the entire cross-examination is expected to conclude at around 2 o'clock Liberian time. And so, but then we'll talk to some of the major actors when they leave the courtroom. And so, in the meantime, between time, we're just updating you. We're just providing more and more update for you as you follow us. Keep following us. Share the video. Share the video as you watch. Share the video so that others can know what's happening back home. Welcome. If you're just joining us, this is Focus on Liberia Online Television, and we are live from the grounds of the Temple of Justice in Monrovia. We're still keeping our eye. Making sure we pick up all of the bits and pieces that will come out of the courtroom. And trust me, we wouldn't hesitate to adequately inform you as they come out. Thank you for watching. Share the video. Thank you for watching. Share the video. I see a lot of comments coming in. Yes, you can go ahead as you watch, leave your comments. But just be safer as you go about commenting. Avoid personal attacks. Avoid being sentimental as you leave your comments. Just speak to the issues that matter and avoid attacking personalities. Keep watching. This huge presence of ERU officers still here at the entrance of the Monrovia City Court. Huge presence of ERU officers in their royal regalia. Still here at the Monrovia City Court. Watching, according to my own official time, is 8 minutes to 1 o'clock Liberian time. We're keeping our eye, like I told you. I'm told the cross-examination will come to an end at 2 o'clock Liberian time, and so we're hoping to speak with all of those major actors in there. We'll do all we can to speak with all of those major actors. We'll talk to former Vice President Joe Boakai. We'll also talk to Mr. Alexander Cummings, who is the political leader of the Alternative National Congress. And earlier on I spotted Mr. Musa Hassan Belete of the Opposition Liberty Party. He runs his own faction of the Liberty Party, while Grand Bassa County Senator Yomdi Kanga Lawrence runs her own faction of the Liberty Party. So it's a divided Liberty Party. I thought I could talk to Mr. Belete, but unfortunately he had to leave to go to the courtroom. And so we're hoping that we can talk to Mr. Belete upon his return. But we stay here at the grounds of the Temple of Justice. Let me flip the camera for you a little bit. Scores of media practitioners are also here capturing this all-important event and providing you all of the updates as well. And so keep watching. This is Focus on Liberia Online Television, and we are live from the Temple of Justice, day 2 of the appearance of the political leader of the Unity Party and former Vice President Joseph Yuma Boakai. He's currently on the stand as we speak, providing more and more testimony as far as this case is concerned. And so we're watching, folks. We're keeping our eye on the entire process. Just rest assured. Somebody said, "Why you can't talk to the ladies?" Well, the ladies are shying away from our camera. We hope to actually talk to 1 or 2 of them, if that is possible. We'll do that if that is possible. Your concern is noted. Your concern is noted. So we'll try to speak to some of the ladies, if possible. But keep watching. As you watch, share the video as well, so that others can have the opportunity to see what's happening here today. In Monrovia, this case is a landmark case, folks. It's a landmark case, and this case is of essence. So that is why we've come out here today to provide you the coverage and make sure you are updated with all of the happenings back home in Liberia, folks. Those of you who are also here watching, those of you who are also watching back home, those of you who are also watching from other parts of the world, welcome. This is Focus on Liberia Online Television. How are you, Mr. Emmanuel Azango?
Hey, how you doing?
I see you on the grounds of the Temple of Justice. Tell us, why are you here today?
Well, I was here yesterday. I'm here again today.
Let's know from you why. Tell us.
As a matter of fact, we are a person of interest in this ongoing trial with the CPP. And that's why I got here today. And we are here perpetually the entire process.
Tell us, how are you a person of interest as far as this case is concerned? Just bring us up to speed.
The fact that we all were in the CPP and somebody alleged to have forged what was binding us together. And it behooves every member of the full CPP to actually come and see what is basically happening.
So if I may ask you, Mr. Emmanuel Zanko, what is the status now of your case, Liberty Party?
Well, as a matter of fact, the Liberty Party has so many cases ranging from criminal conspiracy, criminal facilities, and forgery as well against Mr. Assembly. And we also have another case again against Mr. Assembly.
Another case?
For years, for again raping the Constitution, bringing himself into power and appointing himself to be chairperson. And that has been challenged. We started by first of all joining from performing any tax. We went as far as the Civil Law Court, Election Commission, went to the High Court. And the Justice in Chamber mandate will have to be respected.
Just come this way. Let's yes, I have to do it this way.
The Justice in Chamber mandate will have to be fully respected.
Yeah.
The mandate of the court was the trial judge, which is Judge Cllr, was reduced jurisdiction on this case. Emmanuel Zango was the and there we are.
So your case is still running?
Oh, yes, running very well. I can share the mandate with the Justice in Chamber.
Okay.
That clearly that mandate for them. That way he says, as compared, sometimes I don't understand that. Usually ask someone, you need to check your private doctor. That to assume that Azanko don't have a case. When the mandate, your lawyer was saying that the trial judge in civil law court to be jurisdiction. So where are you coming from saying I do not have a case?
You think you have a case?
I do have a case, but I never had a case that happened without I tell you granted a Monday. You ran upstairs on Cllr. The Justice in Chamber decided declared to issue it. They say go by and go yet. Then you jump beyond one FIFA convict promise that got no character in the Republic of Liberia. Basically, listen that he has nothing there. I don't believe or call not center of or son of a job, that's different thing. I born within the judiciary and the corridor. I know I'm taking a hard process, but for him, he was born to come to the union of somebody who said it. So I can sometimes understand his problem. That he doesn't understand what is business about. That's why we are holding him by a bed that he's not going to be in the structure. He thought he could buy where last election. The commission cannot do business with him as compared to what we call outside.
Okay. Let me ask you, I know you're a busy man, you have to leave us. Let me ask you one quick question, Mr. Emmanuel Zango. You are a steward of the opposition Liberty Party, and the Liberty Party is a constituent member of the CPP, if I'll call it that way. What do you envisage regarding this entire case?
Point of correction, the Liberty Party have long since by Executive Council sitting withdraw from the CPP. That is Musa Berete and the useless people who are there. But the Liberty Party is no longer in the CPP as well.
The Yombi Kanga faction of the Liberty Party is no longer.
We even went at the level of the Election Commission. You remember, in a particular case, CPP voices.
Why do you think it cannot be a faction? Mr. Belete is on the other hand claiming.
Listen. They are still in need of nothing. Jacob Smith, as Secretary General, insists that the road of commission that Mr. Belete was not representing our interests. And that motion was granted. They said, yes, we do agree with you, but the ANC has a case. It was on the basis of that they are there. So we're not there. It is Alexander Belete Kumina case. So the party are not part of it. The Musa Belete guy and for the people who got no sense of direction moving from one place to another, teaming that they are in the CPP, the Liberty Party are not. You remember, as a matter of fact, we were just in Bassa to celebrate the founding father of our party, having the birth anniversary in Bassa. You saw how people came with it. We, as a party, were just in Bassa over the weekend. That there was a $5 million given to our partner in terms of how do we engage to empower them as well. Where was Musa Hassan Belete? You call yourself a quota chairperson that got no integrity, nothing like that. Then you talk about his passion is the one that put it behind Alexander Belete. That's why the same way he's the know he is. His sponsor is on trial, he says on trial. Then there's about issue of people, when people sometimes converge, that they have their evil minds, sometimes they can bring them. And that's why it's specifically happening. It was nice looking at you.
Thank you, the voice of Mr. Emmanuel Zanko of the Liberty Party. Permit me to say the Yomli Kanga faction of the Liberty Party. That is something you don't want to agree with, but I have to say it. Welcome if you just joining us. This is Focus on Liberia online television. We're still here at the grounds of the Temple of Justice in Monrovia. It's a sunny day. It's Tuesday, May 17, 2022. According to my own official time, it's exactly 2 minutes past 1 o'clock Liberian time. We'll stay here. We're keeping our eye. I'm told the entire cross-examination will come to an end at exactly 2 p.m. Liberian time. So we hope to speak with some of the major actors involved in the case. We will try to speak with former Vice President Joe Boakai, Mr. Alexander Benedict Cummins, and some of the lawyers as well. We'll try to pose some questions to know where are we in terms of this case, to know what's the way forward. And so just rest assured we'll do all we can to keep you informed. And so keep watching Focus on Liberia online television. From wherever you are, whatever you're doing, just though you're just joining, the pleasure is mine to say good afternoon from Monrovia and welcome to this live feed from the Temple of Justice in Monrovia. Scores of media practitioners here making sure to capture every bit of it and to have you adequately informed. So rest assured we're on top of it. We at Focus on Liberia, we're on top of it. Like I told you earlier on, we go places where others can't afford to reach, and we give you the best in one package. That's why you just can beat us. So join us. Let's together make it interactive. Yeah, we consider all things Liberia, folks. We speak to those issues that matter, vote of sentiments, vote of personal attacks. We speak to all of the issues regarding Liberia in a positive manner. So rest assured, we'll continue doing that for you. We'll make sure to always keep you informed with issues and events as they unfold. So we stay here, folks. Still here at the Temple of Justice. I'm tempted again to maybe talk to one or two more persons, then we can take a break again and wait for the real action. That is when all of those major actors leave the courtroom. We'll be posting some questions to them that they will have to answer. And so I'm seeing a few individuals that I want to talk to. Hope my colleague will just signal the understanding for me. I'm also seeing some lawyers that I want to talk to, get their own legal perspective regarding this matter. And so all of you who are watching, keep following us. This is Focus on Liberia online television, and we're live from the Temple of Justice in Monrovia. So from just wherever you are, whatever you're doing, we want to say welcome. Keep watching. As you watch, share the video so that others can have the opportunity to see what's happening here today. Day 2 of the cross-examination of former Vice President Joe Boakai and political leader as well of the opposition Unity Party. He took the witness stand on yesterday. Again, he's on the stand testifying, and so we following all of the proceedings, and we hope to keep you informed. So just keep us in the queue box. We'll do everything humanly possible, professionally as well, to bring you up to speed. Just be there as you continue to watch. All right, folks, welcome. I had to leave at this point to make some connections. Never mind. Thanks for being there. We stay here at the Temple of Justice in Monrovia. According to my own official time, it's 12 minutes past 1 o'clock. And if the guys would live up to the time that we're given to climax this cross-examination on today, then I can confirm to you that at 2 o'clock they will be out. And so, as we await that, let's keep building you up with happenings. I'm told the guys are on break. It's a recess. Or probably somebody will say water break. A water break, if I'll pull it that way. And so just keep watching us. Keep watching us. And share the video. Share the video as we move along this afternoon. Focus on Liberia Online Television, live from the grounds of the Temple of Justice in Monrovia, folks. The guys are on recess. I mean, they're taking some brief out, perhaps water break, if you will. Following that, the cross-examination will continue. But in the meantime, between time, let's keep updating you from the outside of the court. Let's keep providing you some updates. And I want to leave you at this point. Leave you at this point again. And we're keeping our eye just right before the entrance of the Monrovia City Court. We're keeping our eye just before the entrance of the court. As soon as we can get signal that the guys are coming out, we again rejoin you. So just keep us in the queue box as you follow us this afternoon from the Temple of Justice in Monrovia. So on behalf of the entire team, my name is Theo Williams here in Monrovia. Keep us in the queue box. We'll come back to you in a jiffy to bring you. I'm sure that will be the final one. We'll do that for you. Just keep us in the queue box. We will definitely come back to you. This time around, I'm hoping we will talk to all of the major actors. We'll talk to all of the major actors. I can rest assure you that because we are posted. Our microphones, the cameras are all mounted. And so we'll pick up all of them and we'll hear from the major players. So until then, let's leave it at this point, and I hope to rejoin you subsequently.